Okay, hello friends. Today I am dealing with the bilirubin metabolism and bile production. Here, liver plays an central role in the metabolism of the bilirubin and is responsible for the production of the bile. Where bilirubin is produced means here in total between 200 to 300 mg of the bilirubin unconjugated, that is unconjugated bilirubin is produced. Bilirubin is produced from the catabolism of the heme every day, that is 200 to 250 to 300 unconjugated bilirubin is produced from the breakdown of the heme component of the blood. So that here unconjugated bilirubin is produced. Bilirubin in the blood is normally almost all unconjugated, and is because it is not water soluble. So it is bound to the albumin, so does albumin, and does not pass into the urine. So it should be for passing into the urine and stool, it should be conjugated. So how it will get conjugation means the unconjugated bilirubin is taken up to the hepatocytes at the sinusoidal membrane. Here from blood, and in the blood there is unconjugated bilirubin, right? So that unconjugated bilirubin is taken up to the hepatocyte by the blood for conjugation purpose, obviously. And the unconjugated unconjugated bilirubin is taken up to the hepatocyte at the sinusoidal membrane, where in hepatocytes in sinusoidal membrane. When it is conjugated in the endoplasmic reticulum, here in sinusoidal membrane it is conjugated by the endoplasmic reticulum by UPD glycoronidine. Bilirubin, that unconjugated bilirubin get conjugated by adding with the UPD glycuronyl transferase. So from this reaction, from this bilirubin from this producing transferase producing bilirubin mono and diglucuronides. Bilirubin mono and diglucuronides. Here mono and diglucuronides are formed. So these are the conjugated form of the bilirubin, conjugated components of the bilirubin. So after this the impaired, so here this is the enzyme which convert the unconjugated into the conjugated bilirubin. So impaired in the conjugation by this enzyme is a cause of the hyperbilirubinemia. If this process does not happen because of the impairment of this enzyme, so it causes the inherited bilirubinemia. So these bilirubin, these bilirubin mono and diglucuronide bilirubin, these bilirubin conjugates are water soluble. Now these are water soluble. Before that these are only fat soluble. Now these water soluble and are exported into the bile canaliculi. So exported into the bile canaliculi, exported in the bile to the bile canaliculi. So after that export into the bile canaliculi by a specific carriers on the hepatocyte membrane. There are specific carriers on the hepatocyte membrane for this transfer of the conjugated bilirubin to the bile. The conjugated bilirubin is exported into the bile and passes into the this bile is transferred to the bowel lumen, that is duodenum, from the sphincter of Oddi, right? The next, once in the bowel, the conjugated bilirubin is metabolized by the conjugated bilirubin is metabolized by the colonic bacteria to form the stercobilinogen, which may be further oxidized to the oxidized by the stercobilin. So next, both stercobilinogen and stercobilin are then excreted in the stool, which gives the brown color to the stool. So here the pathology occurs like blockage of the biliary system result in the reduction of the stercobilin in the stool, and stool become pale. Here the bilirubin reduces, so the brown color does not exist here, so stool become pale. A small amount of stercobilinogen, that is around 4 mg per day, is absorbed. Here small amount of this stercobilinogen is absorbed by liver. So here absorbed from the bowel, it is absorbed from the bowel and passes through the liver, and it excrete in the urine, where it is in urine it is known as urobilinogen, following further oxidation called urobilin. The liver secrete around 1 to 2 liter of the bile per day. So the bile contains bile per day. The bile contains bile acids, phospholipids, bilirubin and cholesterol. The bile acids are produced from the these are the formed from the cholesterol. Okay, so bile acids, phospholipids, bilirubin and cholesterol. Several bilirubin transfer protein have now been identified that are involved in the transferring bilirubin and bile acids from the hepatocytes to the intestine. Okay, so next, so these bile components are transferred to the hepatic duct and next to the intestine by common biliary duct. Next, so here mutation in these proteins, mutation in these genes encoding the proteins have been identified now. So identified in inherited intrahepatic biliary diseases presenting in childhood as well as adult. So these onset of the diseases such as intrahepatic cholestasis of the pregnancy and gallstone formation. So this is all about the bilirubin metabolism in liver and bile formation. Thanks.